Opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural, metaphysical, paranormal. You know, all those things you've been wondering about? Are you ready to go deeper into the realms of the unknown? I hope you've got your walking shoes on, because life is an adventure, and this is the journey. Come on, let's go. Hello and welcome to the show, everyone. This is the Journey Radio Show, and we are the She Squatchers. I'm Jen Cruz, your host, and I've got my trusty teammate, Tammy Trickle.
Hi, everybody.
Yay! Jenna could not be with us tonight. She's off with her family, having a new family baby being born today, so that was exciting. She's off helping with that, so she won't be with us tonight, unfortunately. But we have a super amazing guest who's returning to us tonight. We've got Randy Bauer back by popular demand from Black Duck, Minnesota, to share what's going on. There's new stuff going on. Welcome, Randy.
Hello. Thanks for having me on again.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're here.
And we get to see you this time.
Yeah, I know. It's the same computer. I've never done nothing different. It's working. I don't know why that happened.
Well, I'm
That's
glad
one of
it's
my
working.
weird stuff here.
Yes, I hear ya. So I was having weird stuff tonight too. I went to come home and my car wouldn't start because my lights just randomly came on by themselves and drained my battery.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Well, I had that same thing in my pickup. The new battery just was dead the other day. No reason.
Weird.
It's like the batteries and cameras are always dead, which I don't use cameras no more, but.
Well, I hope everything will, at least some of our stuff will work when we come out there.
It will.
Right?
It will.
Exactly. So Randy got a hold of me to tell me that you've been having some new activity going on with the Bigfoot at your property.
Yes, I have been. Yep.
Yeah.
Hitting the house again. It's happened 4 times now. The first time it happened, this within the last week and a half, it happened where they always hit the house in the front of the house there. And it was about 2 a.m. The dogs heard it. They started barking. Me and my wife, we heard it, but it wasn't real loud, but I heard it. I said, Harry, you hear that? And then we went to sleep. About a half hour later, we woke up again and went by our bedroom window on the northeast side of the house. It about shook the house and slapped it really hard. And then it did it again. So that's 3 times. And just 2 days ago, it did it again. But then when they were slapping it, there was snow on the ground. There was no tracks of anything. No tracks.
That is so weird.
Yep.
Have you been finding tracks out there since you've been back?
0.
None.
No tracks. They've been moving my stuff. No tracks. And they're moving it precisely. It would take fingers to move it. It ain't like a squirrel went across it and bump stuff. They've been moving the popsicle sticks precisely, and the dice, and the Rubik's Cube, twisting it and turning it.
Okay.
Different color. That takes fingers to do that. There. For a while there was a squirrel getting in my peanut butter, because that happens, because I could tell it'd be down on the ground and there'd be little chew marks in it, and finally they'd chew through the cap and they'd get into it. Now, the last few jars of peanut butter have been taken. They're totally gone. There's no tracks, because it's muddy out there right now by that oak tree. There's no tracks.
So anything should have left a track.
Yeah, it would have been a bear. It would have been tracks, or a raccoon or whatever. It'd have been tracks. And it would have been a raccoon or something. The jar would be there, you'd think, and chewed up and chewed into it. The jars are gone.
Yeah, I mean, something bigger like a bear could take it, but...
Oh, I got lots of jars of what bear have done to it, and I've saved them. They're all demolished and chewed up and caps are broken half. That's a bear.
Yeah.
Like I said before, when a Sasquatch gets it, if they leave the jar, they'll put it upside down in one of the bushes, and they look like they went through a dishwasher. They're perfect. And the caps are laid down by the tree in what color they're at. The
Yeah.
reds are with reds, yellows are with yellows. Or they'll take the whole jar and it's gone, and I don't find it at all. So with my job, I play in a band, and I have a sound company, and that doesn't really start till the beginning of June, so I'm in the woods every day. So I must have did a good 3 or 4 hour walk today. Way back, I don't go on no trails, and I just walk randomly in the woods, and I find a lot of things. I found some really good tree bends today with sticks balancing on top of it, then underneath it. Well, that has to be put there. It can't. I've never seen sticks fly through the air when I'm deer hunting in all the years I've hunted and land in an X or a tree bend. And I've never seen that ever, because I don't think it happens.
Yeah, I don't think that trees just randomly fly through the air.
No, they don't.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Do you want me to pull up the pictures?
Yeah, you can. I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some are just random structures, and some I'll talk about more.
Okay. It'll just take me a minute if you want to tell a little bit about what's been going on.
I haven't heard any noises or anything like that. The one thing I don't do, and some of my stuff I'm repeating from last time. One thing I don't do is I don't do knocking out in the woods. I don't do the whooping. I don't make calls. I don't try to hoax them at all. They have left me a couple white sticks again. Oh, I got a skull now, another deer skull. That's
Okay.
where they hit the house all the time. See them finger streaks there? That's from them.
Okay. Is this too, or is that no? That's
No, that's not. No, that's not from them. No.
no. I was like, what is that? I don't have my glasses on, so forgive
No.
me. Okay, the streaks are going right to left.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's exactly where they hit the house. Bam! This is on the south west side of our house. It's a little entryway to our house where they've been
Okay.
hit. And they're kind of oily like.
Is that the side of the house that faces the woods?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
And here we've got.
Okay, then we'd have to show. This might be a before picture. This is what I'm talking about when I say Rubik's Cube and dice and popsicle sticks. This is where I do the peanut butter. This is maybe 20 yards away. I got 3 little spots back in those woods where I do that peanut butter apple thing. So you'd have to see what the next picture is, because I did one and I'd show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, go back to the other one. Okay, look at that one and go to this next one.
Okay. So
Go to the other one. See? They took the popsicle sticks, they put them in a little X there. That is precisely moved. Look at that. Perfect.
Okay.
Look at the other one. You see it's an L, and that's not. Or, yeah, kind of. It's a V.
And so the one popsicle stick in the next picture is on top of the other one.
Exactly right. Well, nothing else is moved. They didn't have dice or nothing is moved.
Okay.
That would take a finger to sit there that perfect like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I
must add
totally
that
get that.
I just take pictures with my phone when I'm out there. So I go out there every day. Then I'll change it. Then I'll go back about 5:30, 6 o'clock again at night and see what's been moved. And I have my phone, and I'll take a picture. Oh, look, it's been moved. Some days it's not moved. It's not moved every day. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 days. And I'll ask them, I talk to them all the time. I'll ask them to, hey, why don't you move the dice this time and the popsicle sticks or whatever. And then a lot of times I get results.
Well, there it's moved again in the next one. Now it's an L.
Yep.
Okay. What is this?
Oh, yeah.
Is this just a particle board?
Yeah, okay. This used to be a perfect chair. Perfect. They sat in the thing and totally destroyed it.
Okay.
They sat in that thing and then they ripped the vinyl off. And they broke it up. So now it's on the ground. The chair is there behind it back. You just can't see it.
Okay.
You don't have any kind of camera set up or anything?
I will never do cameras out there. I won't let anybody do cameras out there. They gave me a, well, I'll show you why. Sent you a picture, and I said, this one needs some talking about.
Okay.
When we get to the picture, I'll show you and tell you why I won't do cameras.
So I see in this next picture, the Rubik's Cube is changed.
Yep.
Now, was it turned or were the actual Rubik's Cube actually turned,
Yeah, go
or
back to the
did
other
it
one
just get
again.
turned over?
It got turned over.
Okay.
Yeah, it got turned over.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, this is one I want you to see. Okay, this is this last week when we're still snow on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, look at the Rubik's Cube and look at those dice, and that's the popsicle sticks right there. And that one is right on that one. And I did it like this, and then it's snow, and I brushed the snow off, you know. Look at that one, and remember that Rubik's Cube, and remember those dice. Now
Okay.
look at the next one. Look at that.
So the snow melted and it's all different.
Yes. Well, what I'm saying is how that Rubik's Cube and how that was yesterday was the way that was when the snow was at. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
They
yeah.
haven't touched it. They didn't touch it for about 4 or 5 days. And that snow melted. And go back to that other picture. Yesterday, there was no snow on the ground. That snow was not there. But this is how this stuff was yesterday. So I come back tonight and go look at it.
And
there you go.
Is
That's
this
been
picture
changed.
tonight? Okay.
Yep. Look at that. Look at those dice. That is purposely takes fingers to do that. That's not random.
Right. And you asked them to move them?
I
right?
asked them to move it. Yep.
Wow, that's pretty neat. Oh wow. Now when was this picture taken?
Well, let me
It's a
go to the
complete
next
X.
one now.
What?
Oh, now this is my picture that I did tonight.
Okay.
This is what I did tonight. Now, see, I change it now. After they move it, I say, okay, I'm changing to this. Now, see what you can do with this. I'll say something like that or some dumb random thing. So this is what I left it as of last night. Now,
Okay.
it might be moved tomorrow. It might not be. So I'll leave it like that until they move it. And once it's moved, then I'll redo it again. So
Okay.
now if I go there tomorrow evening and it's not moved, I don't take a picture of it.
Okay.
That's how I'm doing this. Okay, what else I got? Okay, this is why I don't have cameras. Do you see that there Y stick? It's about 15 feet. See that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That
The
isn't
Y right
from
here.
here. This is not random. This did not blow through the air and land there. Okay, right behind here, I had a camera behind on this tree that's real, where this Y stick is laying across this tree, okay? Leaning across that. Follow me?
Yes.
Okay. A couple years ago, Doug Hyde, I've left this thing here. Doug Hycheck from the History Channel said, Randy, put a camera out there one more time and just say, hey, can we get a picture of you guys? And we won't show it to nobody. It'll just be for Doug and it'll just be for me. That's what I said. But then I said, if you don't ever want cameras on this property, you got to give me a sign you don't want no cameras on this property. And I left it at that. I left. I come back the next day, get the camera. That was laying on my camera. Right there, that Y stick. It's a true Y tree, I guess. It's about 15 feet tall. That was laying on my camera. To me, that is not a coincidence. Why would that be? That's a sign that I can understand. Hey, don't have no cameras there no more. And I've acknowledged that, and that's why I don't have cameras there. And
Okay.
I won't either.
How far out into the woods is this from where your house is?
Well, it's not a quarter mile. It's a little less than a quarter mile away.
Okay.
Because, like I said before, 40 acres, square 40 acres is a quarter mile by quarter mile by quarter mile by quarter mile. You know what I'm saying? In the square. So I'm not quite a quarter mile away from my house.
All right.
And I'm thinking they really trust me because I do what they ask, because they gift me all the time. I ask them to do certain things and they do it for me. I'm just not getting, I want to know what their name is so I can communicate better that way. I'm not getting that. I try every day and I'm not getting it, but I did say, if you don't ever want cameras there, give me a sign that I will know that you don't want cameras here, and that was laying on my camera.
Okay.
That to me, it's not a coincidence. It didn't storm that night. Why would that be there? Like nobody knew about. I don't take people back here, unless it be somebody like you guys. But I don't take neighbors and show everybody in the area what my gifting area is at. I keep it so nobody knows about it.
Right.
And there's nobody in the general rule. Nobody around here trespasses, and I don't even talk to neighbors about my stuff going on. I don't bring it up at all. Okay. That's why I wanted to show you what that wide thing is.
I think, is that the last one that we have? Wait.
Oh God, I sent you a lot of pictures. What the heck? I was thinking maybe I sent too many pictures again.
Well, I downloaded all the ones that you sent that from, I think it was like 6 emails.
No, I sent you way more than that.
Oh, geez. Well, that's what I got.
That's
no, wait. I think that's it.
I can even
10. 10 is what I got.
Huh.
10 is what I got.
See here. I wonder why they didn't send you. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 17 I sent to you. I sent you a bunch of orbs. You got to see that massive orbs. It's like a massive orbs going up and down and sideways.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's crazy. Doug Hycheck and those guys that had the cameras there at one time, they are flabbergasted by it. They don't know even what to say about it.
Oh. Well, that's all I got. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here.
It's a video. You didn't show no video, so it's in the video form. It's not a picture.
Okay.
So you got videos in there in your thing?
No.
No?
No, I didn't.
What the heck? I wonder why.
I don't know. I opened all the ones that I got from you. So the ones from today and the ones from the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I even starred them, like, so that I wouldn't miss them.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, I'm sending you one right now, an orb that, it says orb that stops.
All right. Sometimes it takes a while for emails to come in.
And videos, yeah, maybe they were too big of files.
Yeah, because they didn't come in.
Yeah, this one here is 4 megabytes. That's probably too big, isn't it?
That probably is too big to send over.
Yeah, that's why. Let me see. I'll try this one. Here's one that's got send again. It's got eyes, orb, and eyes to the right of it.
I just got an email from you, but it's just one picture. Is that right?
Oh, are they sending them to you as a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, I just sent you a video.
Oh, well, wait, MP4. Let's see. Open file. Well, let's see. We've got it opening up, so hopefully it'll play. I'm going to apologize to everybody who's following along on the radio and can't see anything that we're sharing now because I didn't have it.
Okay, I'm going to send you, it's probably Sasquatch hair.
Well, I've got the video playing now. Can you see it?
Yeah, there's the orb.
Oh.
And it stops, moves around sideways, left, right.
Well, that is interesting.
Yeah, I have lots of pictures like that, lots of videos of that, lots. Not that one, lots of different videos of orbs, sometimes 4 or 5 orbs. We got a massive orbs. You should, and I'm going to try to send it to you. It is worth for you to see.
Oh, and your camera was picking up the movement of it.
There's about 1,000 orbs all flying together, going down, going up, going sideways, going backwards. Yeah, yep. And I did send it to you, but you didn't get it, you said.
No. Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, and I sent you a bunch of deer kills.
Didn't get those.
Okay, I just sent you a picture of wispy red hair. It's in the highline pole. It probably is going to be DNA, but it pretty much Sasquatch hair. It's red, it's long, and it's wispy.
Oh.
Right there.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Right there.
I don't know why it doesn't want to download it. Well, that is weird, isn't it? Oh, well, that's interesting hair. It is long.
Yeah, it's long. It's red, and it's real wispy. That's what Sasquatch hair is like, wispy like.
Now, you've given some of these types of hairs to Doug Highcheck, right? And
Yes.
has he done his Bigfoot
Yes.
experiments on them?
Yes. And yes, to your next answer, yes, they are.
So they were, they
Yeah.
had the clear
Yes.
center and
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
tapered end. And
I've got 30 envelopes of hair like that. I have so much hair.
And that's what's interesting about Sasquatch hair is that it has a clear center.
Mm-hmm.
Very clear center, and other animal hairs do not have that.
No, I mean, I didn't know that part, but.
And then Doug also does his glowing pink test on it.
Oh, I don't know if he did that or not. He didn't say nothing to me.
He didn't say that. Okay.
No, not to me. He didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So you didn't get the deer kill, huh?
No.
So I've had there's 9. I got 9 deer kills right now on our property back here.
Oh, well, it's probably not going to work to share them tonight because it just takes too long to get them down and
get them down. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you just want to tell us stories.
Well, there's 9 deer kills back here so far. I know the difference between coyote, wolves, and Sasquatch deer kills are different. Now, this one I was going to tell you about, there's a massive pile of hair. Now, if I'm out hunting deer and I shoot a deer and I drag it, I don't leave a thick trail of hair a foot wide, about 15 yards long. That doesn't happen. Maybe a few pieces of hair. That's one of the ones I sent you, or I was going to send you. It's a big pile of hair. It's a big long drag of hair, but there's no struggle of any brush being broke. There's no blood. There's absolutely no bones. None. Not a rib cage, not the hide or nothing, just hair. It's like it's been plucked out.
That's interesting. I remember you mentioned that one time before, and so this is like a pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern. Yep.
Yeah, and you've been hunting your whole life, right?
Well, I'm 63, and Dad put me in a deer stand when I was 12 and left me out there.
Oh, wow.
And I still hunt that.
Uh-oh. Randy froze up. It's not just on my end, is it?
No, he's frozen for me too.
Okay. Well, we'll just sit here and look at Randy.
Well, Sherry had made a comment in the chat room. She said, wait, red and long wispy hair, weren't the ancient giants red-headed? And I said, yes, they were. And she said, that's a very good connection. Maybe Bigfoot was one of the ancient giants.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Randy looks
I have seen a 9-foot red one before, close up. We look at each other. And
How
then
close
it was
were you?
50 yards away in the daylight, broad daylight, out in the middle of the power line, not in the woods.
Oh,
A lot of sightings of the power lines.
All my sightings, I call them, people say class A, mine are double class A, I call them. They've been on the power line close in daytime. All my sightings have been in the daytime because I don't walk around with some thermal camera and none of that stuff. Oh God, I think I see. I don't do none of that stuff. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. There's not.
We do that stuff.
I don't do that. Yeah. No, I know you do probably, and that's nothing wrong with that. I just don't do it.
Well, I think that we like to go out both during the day and at night because it seems like Bigfoot is more active in the evening.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And
Mhm.
like I've said this before, people say, why don't you go sit in one of your deer stands all night? I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So I say I'm not scared of them, but maybe I am. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Sit there all night long in a deer stand by myself because they're here. It's not wondering if they're here, they're here. I got too much evidence and activity.
Yeah.
How
So,
many deer stands do you have on your property?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the state land, 6. It's about 8 or 9. Well, you want to set in one?
We might.
I'll get you back.
we
I'll get
might
you.
each
You know
set
what?
in one.
Here's what you need to do. I'll take you back there in the state land where me and John Badger seen the portal and the 2 orbs come out of it, and they weren't formed. They one wasn't formed back in the orb, and I seen the body and the head and the red eyes and all that, and they were walking, and they go back into that doorway thing, and it's all gone. Took our peanut butter, took the new camera, and drained the batteries dry and made the SD card not work. There was nothing on it. Yeah, I'll put you in that one.
Okay,
There's enough room for 2 people in that stand.
I'll do it. Sign me up.
I will. No, I would want you to do it.
Yeah, I want that experience. So definitely.
Yeah. And that's the same stand where I've had knocking done at me. That's the same stand where they twisted my camera. I have done cameras back in the state land. I just won't do them here because I said I wouldn't do them here. I didn't say I wouldn't do them back there.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are some of these deer stands close to each other? Like some of us could be in one and nearby, some of us could be in another?
Yeah. Yes, there is some like that. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, is there multiple stands back there where we could be together?
On this 40 acres, there is. Yeah.
Okay.
On the state land, way back in there, there's not.
Okay.
There's my stand back there, but I know where a couple other stands are that they're not mine, but they're neighbor guy. I know. There's only 2 other guys that hunt back there, and they come from the opposite direction. They've hunted there for years, and I know that we could set in one of their stands. I'm sure we could,
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's not deer hunting. They only go back there the couple of days before deer hunting to make sure that their stand's all right. Otherwise, they don't use them.
So,
So
what do
yeah,
you think would happen if we sat up in the deer stand during the night?
what I think would happen, maybe you get screamed. I've been screamed at before back in there, but I've had somebody with me. You might get some knocking done at you. Maybe you'll see that portal, be lucky enough to see that thing. Maybe, I don't know.
So, you had seen one come out of an orb of light, right?
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell the story again.
Okay.
Okay, me and John Badger, he bought a brand new camera and jarred peanut butter. And we walked back to that stand, and I have an older gifting area about 50 yards from that when I first started that gifting thing. So he put the peanut butter there and the brand new camera, and we made sure it took a picture of us for the timestamp frame and all that. We get into my stand, and at that time it wasn't, I made it bigger. But at that time, we're sitting in the stand, he's sitting in the chair, and I got to stand up. Not enough room for me to sit down. And about 11 o'clock at night, we hadn't heard nothing. It's so dark out that I can't even see him when we're right by each other. That's how dark it was. And to the right of me, not very far into the woods, we're in the woods, but not very far away from me, I see this doorway. It's a lighted like doorway. It's huge, but it's square like a door. And it's shimmering like the northern lights, a yellowish, reddish, orangish, bluish kind of, whitish like. And I'm looking at it. I don't say nothing to him. And I take my glasses off, rub my eyes on, shake my head. I say, am I seeing that? And yeah, I am. I put my glasses back on and I say, John, you see that? And he says, yeah, I've been looking at it too. It wasn't too long. All of a sudden, 2 big orbs come out of it. They're kind of orangish, yellowish like, but they're walking. We can hear the footsteps. Everybody says bipedal, so it's bipedal footsteps walking in the leaves. So we can hear the leaves crunching. But they're in orb form. All we could see is the orb part of it. It's so dark out. And they go over towards where we have that camera and that peanut butter. It wasn't very long, maybe a minute, a couple minutes. They're coming back. We can hear them, the footsteps coming back. But the first one It's not in the orb form yet. I can see its head and red eyes and the shoulders and arms swinging back and forth. The one behind it is totally in the orb. And they go to that doorway looking thing, go in it, and it's all gone. Everything's all gone. We wait a little bit in the stand, decided to get down, go over there. The peanut butter's gone. We get the camera back to the house there, the SD card, nothing on it at all, not in of us. And the batteries are totally dead. They were brand new lithium batteries right out of the pack. I watched them take them out of the package. That's what I'm talking about, the orbs and the doorway thing.
That's frustrating.
And he was there seeing the same thing that I seen. Not that it's just me. We both seen it.
Right. Well, with that, we have to take our commercial break. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. All right. We should be clear, but remember, we are still recording for YouTube.
Everything
Sure.
you say can and will be used by everybody.
Yes.
So I have a lot. Doug Hychek, he knows I got a lot going on. He really likes this place here, but we don't know why I have so much. He's thinking because there's two rivers and they like water or something. I don't know.
Yes, I want to see where the portal
You
is.
ladies know why?
They're always
me.
connected to water. Always connected to water. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you did any more remote viewing on my place?
I haven't.
Haven't you? No.
Mm-mm.
You guys, do you know? Go ahead. What?
I said I've looked.
Have you?
But not.
And I've seen spots, but I haven't like tried to connect with any of them.
Oh, heaven. Hey, do you know a guy named Dave Morehouse?
I don't know.
Okay, he was on Doug Hychek's the Untold AM radio show he has. You know that show, right?
Yeah.
And he was with the CIA and the government and the head of the remote viewing thing from the Army. Did you know about that? And he's retired now. He was one of the top. He says he's one of the top remote viewers, or Doug Hychek says he is. He's saying that we're born with that, and anybody can learn it. You
Anybody can learn it.
You
Yes.
can learn it.
You
Well,
can
I want to
learn
learn that thing. I want to learn it. Can you help teach me?
Maybe.
I don't
I'm
know.
waiting for the go from the producer here, so we have to. It'll be soon when we're back on the air.
Okay, tell me when to stop talking. I'm so hyper. I don't know if I could do it.
You do have to be able to focus and let your mind just be open, and it's hard to do if your mind is racing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about me.
And a lot of times,
energy.
I do the remote viewing in the middle of the night when my phone isn't going crazy with messages. Hello and welcome back to the show, everyone. This is the Journey Radio Show, and we're the She Squatchers. Won't you check us out online, shesquatchers.com. And hey, we're on YouTube. Will you come subscribe to our channel at She Squatchers Official? Subscribe.
Please.
And then we are also on Facebook and Instagram, She Squatchers Official. Please like and follow us there for all the most current of what's going on with us. That's going to be the most current. So back to the show, we've got Randy Bauer with us from Black Duck, Minnesota area. And he's sharing the more recent things of what's been going on at his place out there with the Bigfoot. Here in the springtime when the snow's melting and everything's nice and muddy.
It's mud season in Minnesota.
Yes. We were on the break, we were talking about remote viewing, and I was explaining to Randy that we do have to slow our thoughts down and just open our awareness. And it's really hard to do if your thoughts are racing or you keep getting distracted by incoming messages from other people. And my phone goes crazy all day long. So for me, it's easier to remote view in the middle of the night. So if I'm up at night when everything's quiet, that's the best time for me to look, because I'm not getting disturbed with different messages coming through and taking me away from that focus. It's like you hang up the phone every time a message comes in, you're like, ah. It's like hanging up the phone on that remote view. You know, it all of a sudden just stops because you pull your attention away from it.
You can use your do not disturb setting on your phone. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Then nobody can message you. No phone calls.
There's a do not disturb setting?
Oh, yes, there is.
Does that go for like text messages as well?
Yes. All notifications.
Is that for iPhones or both Androids and iPhones?
I believe both phones, but definitely the Samsung, the Androids. Yep.
Androids, yeah.
I'll show you.
People might freak out if I don't reply right away.
Oh, well, you were busy.
I know, right? Oh, wow. I'm going to have to check that out. See, you learn something new every day. These phones are so advanced these days. There's kinds of functions in there you never know about.
That's true.
Well, that could open up a whole new can for me anyway. So, yeah. Very cool, very cool. But yeah, we were telling Randy, yeah, people can learn how to do remote viewing. The stuff that's taught is called controlled remote viewing. It's different than what we do. What we're doing, we call geographic remote viewing. So we're literally providing GPS coordinates to specific locations. And I'll use the example of when we were in Tennessee. Jenna and Tammy went out with Matthew Delph and a group of people who were with the event that had wanted to go out looking for Bigfoot during the day, and they took them out to Matthew's location, and I said, "Girls, send me the GPS coordinates when you get there." And so then I would remote view, and then we went back there later that night without all those people. And so I had found areas where I was seeing the Bigfoots on the remote view. And then we looked at it at supper time together, and we picked out where we were going to go. We drove right up to it. We like to choose spots where we can drive right up real close to where they're at. And you can find those spots. And we found that one spot on this mountaintop. We drove right up. It's pitch black out there. It's so dark. And you can't see anything. And I pulled out my phone and I thought, I wonder if I still have cell service here. And I did. So I pulled up the map. I was able to pull up the map and I asked the question, is there anything here? Any Bigfoots here right now? And I saw one and I used the little measuring thing and I'm like, it's 30 feet that way. And I'm pointing. I'm still in the car. Tammy jumps out with Jenna's FLIR and the thermal camera, and there it was. She was watching it through the camera. Now, it was Jenna's camera. Tammy didn't know how to make it record in the dark, but she was looking at it through there and
Oh, that's good.
yelling at Jenna to, how do you make this thing record? And she's hitting buttons and it's just switching different themes, like different color schemes or whatever. And that would have been good to get on recording the different color schemes, right?
Right?
Yeah. But then Jenna took it and hit the record button, and we got, how many minutes of footage did we get?
There was 13 minutes total of footage.
Of this Bigfoot, yeah.
Just
And
sitting there.
He was 30 feet away.
Hands. He was 30 feet away. He didn't run away. I didn't try to get closer. But yeah, he just let me sit there recording. We were not quiet. He definitely knew that we were there. Definitely.
Yeah. And what's weird, Randy, what's really strange is, there was Jenna, myself, Tammy, and Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
There was 4 of us. And we're standing there and looking at this, and we all took turns looking at it through the camera, right?
Yep.
Whereas none of us, I asked everybody later, I'm like, why didn't we walk closer? None of us even had the idea to even get closer.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't even an idea that popped in our heads to walk towards it. Like 30 feet was close enough.
I think that it was
close.
probably part of the deal. I'll let you record me. You stay where you are.
Yeah, that's close.
And there was no fear. I had no fear. Did you have fear, Tammy?
Not at all. All I wanted to do was get the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I see him, I'm not scared either. I get startled, well, there's one, but I'm not scared.
Yeah.
But the ones I've seen, they disappear on me. They disappeared.
Yeah, and see, this one
gone. I mean, not walk off. I mean, disappear.
Mm-hmm. This one just let us record it. It knew that we were recording.
Yeah.
It made the decision to allow us to do that. So
yeah,
it was very interesting. So
amazing, exhilarating, awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do it again. Let's do it again.
Right. So it's nice to do it when we're there, when we're close, so that we can go directly there right now and interact and try to interact. So that's kind of our goal. So I hope we have good service at your place when we get there.
And that was another question. Are we going to have cell service like out in the state park area?
No. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I was back in the state land today. Yeah, I had some. Yeah, are you have Verizon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have some. Yeah.
Okay.
Verizon is the best for up north, I saw.
It is, yeah, because when some of these researcher guys come here and they got AT&T, it don't work.
Right. Yes, so I'm excited to come out there
Well, I am
So
too for you to come up. So am I.
yeah, yeah. So after the show, we'll talk about dates and stuff because we do have some dates to throw at you.
Sure. Mhm.
And then we'll see what we come up with. But we'll do that after the show. Nobody needs to know when we're going to be there.
No, it's gonna be incognito. I ain't gonna say nothing.
All right. All right. So we are planning to do a She Squatchers documentary this year, just so everybody knows. We're going to be filming one of those this year. And hopefully part of that will be with Randy.
Never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So that'll be really, really awesome. We do other documentaries too, but this one will just be us.
About us. Yep.
Yeah. So
Do you what do you think the Sasquatches are? Do you have any idea?
you know, that's a good question. I know that they're physical beings, but I do think that, even based on my Native American heritage in talking to the elders, they always say that they can walk between worlds. And
I agree with them.
yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
it. I agree. I think they are flesh and blood when they're here. Of course they are. They leave hair. I got lots of hair, and they leave tracks and all that kind of stuff. But they can do more than that. They're metaphysical, or
and
they can go into another dimension, however you want to word it.
yeah, absolutely. And what does that
Yep.
mean exactly? I mean,
Yeah.
I
don't know.
you can use the example of, the fish being in their dimension in the water and not understanding anything in the air. There could be
Yeah.
a whole other level of this whole plane of Earth that we don't even realize is here because we're like
Exactly
the
right.
fish in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right. Yeah, because another good example is when and this has happened a few times, when I'm back in the woods and it's in the fall, and it's after deer hunting, and I leave gifts out there and stuff, and I ask them to do a certain thing, and there's no leaves in the trees. 1,000-pound Sasquatch is not hiding behind a little poplar tree, and I don't see them. They're hearing me, but I can't see them, and it's not because they're hearing us so good. I'm not yelling. I'm just saying it, and they do exactly what I've asked for. Exactly. Now, how's that happening? They must be wherever they're at, and we can't see them, but they can see me and hear me. What else would it be?
Right.
That's why I want to be over there by that portal. If that portal is there, I'm going in. So I just let you know I'm going in.
I'm going to tell
Bye,
you
Tammy.
there's
tie a rope to me. Lasting me back in.
there's an X structure by where that portal was at.
Nice.
There is an X over there.
Okay, so in my experience, when I was over by Bena, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we had an experience with an encounter where they were throwing rocks. It was nighttime. We started hearing something walking towards us. It was bipedal. You could tell it had it was very large. You could hear it walking.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks were snapping as it walked. And when we went back there the next day and we're looking, all the girls that I was with, it wasn't Tammy or Jenna. All the girls I was with that day got scared and left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was there by myself during the day, wanting to go back and see if I could find footprints. And I started to walk back there, and I could very clearly see a pathway, which it's hard to describe, but sometimes I'll see the energy colors of things. Like everything has an aura that has an energy color to it. And sometimes those colors that colored light will just be right on top of everything that you see.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see this yellow colored light that was lighting up this pathway to walk, right? And so, yes, that's a psychic thing, or somebody who has the ability to see auras or energies, and I don't see them clearly like that all the time. Tammy sees them better than I do. I have to usually focus, but I wasn't even trying, and it was just very clearly there. I could see that energy pathway, and it was yellow. And then there was an X of sticks in the ground, and the pathway went right underneath the X, and I started walking it, and I was there alone because everybody else had left, right? And I was in my head hearing like this sing-songy voice saying, Jennifer, Jennifer, calling me to come that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a trance-like state and didn't realize what was happening And all of a sudden I had a memory of one of my friends, Maria, yelling, "Don't ever go into a fairy ring. They'll take you and never bring you back." And I always used to laugh at that, like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but when I had that memory like scream in my head all of a sudden, it startled me. And I was all of a sudden realizing, who's calling to me? I'm in a trance-like state and I'm not really in control right now. That kind of scared me. So I went running backwards back to my car. I got into my car and I was going to leave. And I was like, well, I'm feeling pretty safe right now. So I pull up to the area where I could see the pathway that I was walking. And I rolled down the window, still feeling good, took out my camera, started taking pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could still see the pathway. I could still see the X. I could still see, that colored light going there. But in the background, I didn't see it when I was looking at the camera. It wasn't until later when I looked at the pictures when I was gone. But you could see the woods behind that X. There were circles within circles within circles within circles.
Really?
And the pathway walked right into it.
Oh, geez.
It walked right. And so I was going to walk right into that if I hadn't stopped. And I was like, oh my gosh, and it was several pictures that it showed up on.
And this was in Bina area?
Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
So that was very, very interesting to me. And
it is.
I wanted to walk through it after I saw that, but I didn't want, to be honest with you, I was scared to go by myself. If Tammy had been there, I'd be like, come on, let's go. Because at least I wouldn't be by myself.
Right.
I'd be like, all right, let's go.
So I did go back a few weeks later when I had a friend that would come back there with me, and it wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
So, and I was ready. I'm like, are you ready to walk through? She's like, I'm ready to walk through it. So we were ready to like possibly disappear forever. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen, right? When you walk through.
No,
what
you
do you
don't
think is going to happen?
You don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't want to disappear and have nobody know what happened to me.
And I think that's the same way because I got more piano playing yet to do, so I'm not ready to not play it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. There's been times what happened one time, I'm back in the Cedar Swamp area there, and I'm walking back home after I did a lot of talking. I heard a splash in the river. I'm real close to the river, but there's lots of tall red willows. And I think, oh God, I jumped a deer. And I don't think much of it. And I start walking. It starts walking. I stop. It follow me for 100 yards in the river. When I would walk, it would walk. When I'd stop, it would stop. But I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see. So I don't know. It wasn't a regular animal. Not going to follow me like that.
Right. Right.
No. So I don't know. I'm not saying it was a Sasquatch, but I don't know what it was. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to go back to that area too, but that's a lot of hard walking.
Okay. Yeah.
In the Cedar Swamp, I'm crawling underneath trees and everything to get to where I want to get to. But that's where I was the first time, and it said, you got to announce yourself. When I was back there and I came back and it hit the wall of the house. That's the first time it hit the wall, and it said my name. So people say, did you hear that? Or was it in your head, your name? It must have been in my mind because there was nothing out there.
It's hard to tell, though. It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. Yeah, maybe I heard Randy just like that. First, I slapped okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my phone because I said, wear a GoPro camera. And he said, announce yourself. That's the first time I had ever done that. Because you said it'd be like if you walk in somebody's house, they're going to want to know who's coming in my house. So I did that. And he said, stop carrying a rifle. So I did that too. And he said, well, take your phone and every once in a while just go like this and take a picture behind your back. They might look out behind the tree when you go past them. You won't know it. So I did that a bunch of times. Have you ever heard of a church stage named Raven Hawk?
Yes.
Okay. We've had quite a few talks lately, or a good hour talk last week. But anyways, I never put somebody else's pictures on my phone. It's for my own pictures. I got too many on there anyways of my research stuff. I don't put nobody else's pictures on here. So after I get home that day, nobody's home. I'm by myself. I'm sitting on the couch going through all the pictures I took. And all of a sudden, I'm all excited. Oh my God, I got 3 Sasquatches on my picture. I'm excited about it. And that'd be the first time I've ever had seen anything. And as soon as I said that, wham, slaps the house. It shook the house. And I get startled. I said, oh my God, there's somebody at the door. And I get up to walk, and it says my name, Randy. I said, there is somebody at the door. They just call my name. I go there, there's nobody there. Here's the weird part of it. That picture of those 3 Sasquatches was Raven Hawk's picture. And it's not on my phone anymore. It's gone. How did that happen? So I finally was able to get a hold of her this year, and we did a lot of talking. I told her the story about it, and she couldn't understand it either. But she said, yeah, that's real. That's not no painting. That's real Sasquatches. There's 3 of them on there.
Hmm.
Now, isn't that a weird one?
That is weird.
First time I go back in that cedar swamp area, and I talk and I say, I'd like to see ya, and I'm harmless, blah, blah, whatever I'm randomly saying. And that's when I really felt dumb talking to the woods. And I came home and all that happened.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and then all that picture's not on my phone no more. It's gone.
Oh, wow.
But when I looked at it again, after that, all that hitting the house and saying my name, I looked at it again, examined it, and I scrolled down a little bit farther. Oh, Raven Hawk. Her name was on the picture, Raven Hawk, down here. Well, how'd that get on my phone?
That is interesting,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I know that they can manipulate our thoughts too, because when we found this really cool den-like structure out on the Red Lake Reservation, I had the GPS coordinates and we were going to return to it, and we went right back to it. And as we're walking up, there were 3 of us there. We didn't think that it was it. And it was definitely it. And it was definitely where it had been before, but we were convinced that wasn't it. And we just kept looking, and I felt compelled to walk deeper into the woods, deeper and deeper. And I mean, it was just hours we wasted walking around until we came back around from the backside of it. And I'm like, why didn't I think that this was it? Now it's starting to get dark. And we're like, oh no, but it was like we snapped out of it. And it was like, who was messing with me here? I mean, something had to have been messing with all of us for us to be that convinced that this wasn't it.
Yeah, and the story, like all 4 of us, about the teepee thing. Remember that story? I still can't wrap my head around it.
Refresh our memory.
Okay. Remember these 2 things. It's me, Mike Quast, the book writer. I call him book writer. John Badger from the SRA, and Tanner, my wife's son. He's 30-some years old. Anyways, we're walking back in this state land, way back in there. And we come around, because they want to cross the beaver. You got to cross the beaver dam to get to the cedar swamp. It's not easy. But they want to go there. They've never been there before. And we get to there's a teepee back there. It's a big one. It's been there a long time. It's in the book, my book and everything. Mike says, oh, look at that teepee. I said, Mike, you know that the teepee, you put it in the book. Oh, yeah, he goes. So we sit there for a little bit, taking a break. Now, here's what you want to remember. We're at the original teepee, and you can see 50 yards away, you can see the fence line. And you can see to the west, 50 yards away, you can see a bunch of pine trees. You can see all that really good. And so you guys want to go to the cedar swamp, we got to walk quite a ways to get to it. And we got to walk north. And I know those woods like the back of my hand. I'm in them all the time. I could walk through there at nighttime. And they said yes. So we start walking, and I'm a fast walker. And we get quite a good walk, 7-8 minutes of walking, and all of a sudden I get excited. So, oh my God, you guys, get up. They weren't with me. Get up here right now. There's a new teepee here. I'd never seen it before. Oh, we're excited about it. Mike's inside the teepee, and we're taking pictures of him, and we're videotaping the thing there, and they're looking at it and all that, and we're all talking about it. And I say, now, you sure you want to go? We got a little ways yet to get to the river, and then we got to cross the beaver dam. Once we're there, it's getting 4:30. We're going to be coming back at nighttime. Oh, no, let's not. Let's just go back, because we have quite a ways to go back to the house. So we turn around, and we have to walk quite a ways to get to those pine trees. Now, remember, those pine trees are only 50-some yards from the original teepee and the fence line. Remember that part. We get home finally. Those guys all leave. I'm sitting down looking at that new teepee we're all excited about, and I got a videotape. And guess what? We were at the original teepee. There was no new teepee. There never was a new one. We were at the original one, but it took us about 7-8 minutes to get to the pine trees. How did that happen? And there was snow on the ground. The next day I go back there to figure this out, and our tracks go north in the snow. They go north. They didn't go north and circle around and come back to where we were at. They went north. So what did they do to us?
Well, that is a weird.
Oh, and all 4 of us.
Huh. That's very interesting.
But the video, okay, here's what I think they did to us. Here's what I think they did. Because our tracks, then they go south when we were leaving to go back to the pine trees by that original teepee. Here's what I think they did. I think they took that image of that old teepee and put that on our head, including the fence line and everything. I think they put it on our head right there. And I seen it first, and that's what I think they did. What else could it be? You know what I'm saying? Know. I can't wrap my head. That's one thing I can think of. It's weird as weird. Because if we would have circled around and been at the original teepee, we'd have been right there. I would have said, well, you guys, let's go. Here's the fence line. We didn't see that with our own eyes, but the camera's seen it. So how do you explain that?
I can't explain it any better than you, I bet.
Yeah, I know. They really messed us up. And there's a native guy from Minneapolis, but he's part of the Mille Lacs Lake. Is that White Earth, maybe? No.
Mille Lacs is its own reservation.
Okay, he's part of there. And that area up there, he does not like going there. He really gets some really weird, uneasy vibes right there. That's what he says. Now, I don't get that, but he does. He's really uneasy. In fact, he don't even like going up to that one spot. So.
Okay, well, I'm excited to come out
there.
And
that's the same spot where they've taken my venison meat, and I got a juvenile hand reaching around a tree. You can see the long fingers, the fingernails, the whole works. Doug Hijack, he helped me clean the picture up there, and you can see it. Looks like a little gorilla hand, but they're not gorillas. So, there's this one reacher guy, he's kind of famous in Minnesota. I heard him say, oh, they're just big gorillas. They are not gorillas. They're not that. But anyways, you can see the juvenile hand reaching around the tree. And I was asked to go down and try to recreate that so they get measurements and all that stuff. I had Tanner, Terry's son, and Brian Glenn, who has seen Sasquatch at my place and has had the infrasound done to him and gotten sick. I brought my computer back there. I never had moved the camera. It was still to the tree. I bring the computer back there, and I'm laying in front of the tree, kind of going like this, trying to get that hand right, and there's blood on the ground from where the venison was. Of course, I was doing it wrong. I should have been behind the tree. That was reaching around the tree. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, I told Tanner and that Brian Glenn, don't ever go in front of the tree in front of this camera. I only want me. And so one time, as he says this, here I'm pulling the SD card out to put it in my computer so I can see if I got it right. He says, oh my God, Randy, I'm really sick. And something just overcame him. He got really weird feeling. He got real sick, and nothing I could really do about it, you know. So I take the SD card out, put it in the computer, and guess what? There's half a body of a Sasquatch in my camera on the SD card in my computer. From that, when I'm trying to get a picture, it's in there. At the same time he said he gets sick, I put that thing in there. It was right by us.
That music tells us we're at the end of the show, and that's all the time we have. So I want to thank Randy for coming on the show tonight. Stay on with us after the show ends so we can talk off camera. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.